Okay guys, like I said, I was watching Battle Hores Knives and they put out this knife in 4140 saw blade steel, and it has a Rockwell between 48 and 52. This particular knife is made out of a steel that is 3/16 of an inch thick. The cutting surface will be, put that back on there, looks like 5-inch. We have a total blade length from the tip to the scale material of 5 1/4. The handle itself, the scales are 4 3/4. The width of the scale at the widest point looks like it's about 1 inch and 3/16. The blade itself, all the way back where the cutting surface begins, is 1 1/4 inches. And just an absolutely beautiful knife. You know, everything I have bought from this company has just been top quality. And I had been wanting a knife made out of an old saw blade, and when I saw this, I just knew I had to have it. Now, it did come with a pretty standard sheath, very similar to some of the others that they make. It is generous in size as far as how much of the knife is held. I like about that 1 to 2 inch of handle sticking out. It gives you a good place to purchase to get a good grip, but yet it seats down in there nice. And I'm sure as I work this case down, before I do anything to this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and wet it down and see if I can't mold it to the sheath a little bit. Now, just in comparison to some of the other knives that you've seen me use. Now, you've seen me on my review of the Pathfinder Scout, and this is a fantastic knife, and it's good for large game, and I bought this to be my large butcher knife for hunting. And I said during that, I like it, it worked great. This would be a nice one-tool option for an everyday carry, but it is on the large size for my area. This new knife, as you can tell, is a little bit smaller. The blade thickness is just a tad bit thinner, but if you look at the size of the blade and the size of the handles side by side, the scales on this new knife are much thinner. And I have smaller hands, and I actually like that, especially for a skinning and processing knife or a one-tool option, because it gives me the ability to get my hands in there and kind of protect that blade as I'm skinning. And also when I'm doing camp chores, a little bit lighter blade is not always a bad thing. Let me put this one back up. We'll set that aside, and let's compare it to the PLSK1. Now, this knife will always be a favorite of mine because I want it, and it's, the more I use it, the more I like it. What do I really like? I really like the way the scales, the handle, the way it fits in my hand. I did not think I was going to like this design, and this is one of those things that the more I use it, the more I like it. This is very similar in the way the knife is made, the design as far as the way the blade and the handle tapers off. As you can see, it is not flat. It tapers down from here and down from here. The blade profile is very similar. It is a little bit thinner, so it makes the knife a lot lighter. And not having the bulk in the hand the way it fits me, I think is really going to be a nice fit. You know, it's funny, when I saw this particular knife, I just thought, man, that's exactly what I've been wanting. I actually talked to them about making me a knife out of a blade that I was hoping to acquire and that just hasn't happened yet. I have not been able to get my hands on that blade, and lo and behold, here they came. They were able to get their hands on some. How does it fit in the hand? It really fits nice. Like I said, I'm liking the way this handle feels. I can get a good grip on it, but there's no hot spots. It came absolutely razor sharp out of the package. And when I say shaving sharp, I'm not joking. And that is right out of the pack. Check out the way they left that. It just really has that rough, I don't know, that old frontier look to it, you know. The blade is darkened a little bit. I don't know if they tried to force a patina on that or if that's occurring natural. I probably will not force a patina on this blade. I'll just see how it does to begin with. I have already made up my mind that I am simply going to use this knife. I'm going to leave the profile the way it is. It's not uncommon for me at all to change the angle and the profile, but this one seems to be right on spot for me and my liking. This is a saber grind. The secondary bevel, I'm guessing, is going to be about 20 degrees. I'm not positive yet. I have not laid it in a jig to measure it. It does have a nice sharp spine. To tell you the truth, I have not tried striking a ferro rod with it, but it does. Could it be sharpened up a little bit? Yep, I think so. So we might touch that up a little bit. But it's throwing some spark. Get down here on the end. So we might sharpen that edge right there just a tad. They did not advertise it as being able to do that. Maybe that's why it's so much more comfortable up there on my hand, but you know what? I'd rather have that nice sharp edge. But as far as being able to carve, do curls, being able to notch, it's working out really nice for me. Like I said, I plan on changing absolutely nothing on this knife as we use it, and as we're getting into hunting season now, and I'm going to start using this as my everyday carry, except for when I'm going out for my specific survival classes. But I'm going to start using this more and more, and I'll let you know how it performs. But I can tell you right now, you know, first impressions mean a lot. Usually I know when I first get a knife if it's going to work for me or not, and this thing is just spot on. So thank you, Battle Hores Knives. Once again, you just make a fantastic product, and I'm proud that I was able to pick this up at such an affordable price, and proud to be associated with you. Even though I say associated just because I'm a customer of theirs, not because they're a sponsor of mine in any way. I just really have a liking for a good American-made company who makes a good product, a true piece of art that is functional, durable, and works for me out in the woods. Now, as far as keeping this blade in working condition, I'm going to treat it with olive oil. Just plain extra virgin olive oil that I use in my kitchen. That way, if I use it for food prep, I don't have to worry about any chemicals being on it. And when it does come time to sharpen it, I'll do that with water stones and not oil. And as far as just touching it up, I plan on touching it up with a leather strop, and that's it. We'll see how long we get out of this edge. So, in the next few videos, you'll see me using this knife, and we'll see how it holds up over time. Until next time, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, home of global safety and survival. God bless.